Today I'm going to show you how to fix this Synology DS1621 Plus. The customer was experiencing a dead no power fault. They did already try replacing the power supply, but that did not resolve the issue. So let's open it up and take a closer look inside, see if we can figure out what's going on. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Nick. I started Nick's Electronics Repair over a decade ago and since then have fixed hundreds of Synology devices. Our unit is plugged in, and of course when I press the power button, nothing happens. And also the fan on the back of the power supply does not start spinning either. My first step to diagnose this unit is to take a look at it with the IR camera to see if anything is getting unusually hot. And looking at the board under the camera, I'm not seeing anything getting abnormally hot. Everything is 29 degrees Celsius and lower, which is what we expect. We're going to remove the motherboard and take a look at the other side as well. All right, and it's going to be a little bit easier if we use the second power supply that the customer provided. So that's what we'll do. Okay, plug it back in. And let's take another look. Okay, I'm seeing two areas that are pulsing. Right here and right there. Every couple of seconds, it gets hotter and then goes away. Hotter, goes away. Hotter, goes away. Okay, let's take a closer look at those areas. So the first spot was right here. This diode D1. Let's add just a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and let's see what happens. Okay, it's very minor, but you can see it pulsing every couple of seconds. And the alcohol is actually moving, and that's probably because it's getting warmer, and that is causing the alcohol to evaporate a little bit for that split second. Let's take a look at the other area, which was right around here. Yeah, the same thing is happening. We can see every couple of seconds, the alcohol evaporates. It's much stronger and more obvious on this component over here. Yeah, and I can see it's drying up. The alcohol is evaporating off of it much quicker. So I'm willing to bet that that component is probably shorted. I'm gonna do a quick voltage check. I'm assuming I'm not gonna detect anything, and I am not. Okay, we're gonna unplug the power supply, and in continuity mode, when I have a short, I get a beep. Let's see. Sure enough, I have a shorted capacitor. Now, all three of these look to be in parallel, and they connect ground to this component over here, which is a transistor. So is the transistor shorted, or are these capacitors defective? Now, because the heat did seem to come from over here, and that's where our alcohol was evaporating from, I'm gonna guess that this is our defective component. So we're gonna probably remove that one first and see what happens. We're gonna add a little bit of flux and add solder to both sides. We want to try and get good flow on both sides at the same time. If you have a defective Synology NAS you would like to send in for us to fix, we offer flat rate repair services which come with a 1-year warranty. Links to our website's listings are in the description down below. I'm having a hard time with this one. All right, we're gonna get a little bit of assist with our hot air. There we go. All right, we are back in continuity mode. Let's check. Do we still have a short? Wow, look at that. Our short is gone. Now, I did check off screen. The diode did also have a short. Is that still the case? It is not. So when doing a resistance measurement, I'm getting 0.4 and slowly going down mega ohms. So that's gonna be 400,000 ohms. And I guess let's go ahead and do the same over here to the capacitor. Okay, and the same thing is happening. So it's the same resistance. It's still going down, and we're now at 220 kilo ohms, but it is in the high hundreds of thousands of ohms. So obviously when we had a short, that was the issue. Let's go ahead and power it on and see if it does. So we have power here. Let's take a look. Look at that, we have our blue light. So the unit is now powering on. Let's go ahead and do a quick voltage measurement, and we're getting 12 volts. So the capacitor we're going to install to replace that is going to be a 12 volt rated or higher capacitor. And next we got to identify the microfarad, the capacitance of the original capacitor. I actually have a fully functional motherboard that we can use as reference to identify the value of the capacitors. What we're going to do is remove the capacitor and check it out of circuit to see what its capacitance is supposed to be. So same process with our good board. I didn't add flux this time around because I don't think it's necessarily going to help We do already have flux inside of our solder. I think the big problem here with this one is it's just on large pads, so we just need extra heat. And so we're going to start with our hot air immediately. There we go. Okay, and we're going to prep our pad. I'm just going to add solder back to one pad right now. All right, so that is our capacitor. Let's go ahead and clean up some of that solder with our wick. Oh. There we go. And using my ESR capacitance meter, we're going to take a measurement. And it is reading 25 microfarads. So I don't have a 25 microfarad capacitor on hand, so what we're going to do is we're just going to use our good board as a donor for now, and then we'll get it back up and running once we get the components in the shop. But for the purposes of this video, to get this unit back up and running, we're going to go ahead and grab that component. All right, so this was our customer's board. We're going to want to clean off the old solder. Same thing, quick cleanup. For this one, we did add a little extra flux, so we'll want to make sure we remove all of that. And for the installation, I'm going to melt the solder on our pad and slide the capacitor in. Perfect. And we can now lock it in by adding solder to the other side. We'll add just a little bit of flux to make it beautiful. Nice, now we have really good flow. Final cleanup. We can now put the unit back together for our final testing. All right, let's plug it in. Yeah, look at that. Fans are spinning, blue light's blinking. Let's go ahead and wait a few minutes and see if it fully initializes. I just heard it beep. And our status light is on, our alert light is not on, which is good. So that confirms we have another successful repair. If you found the video helpful or useful, make sure to leave us a like, subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching.